So you've heard this story about 6 degrees of separation with Kevin Bacon, that people in Hollywood all have connections.
Yeah, it's all intertwined.
And, I may know somebody that on a story that you're working on, or somebody in the back knows something that I'm working on.
Happens all the time.
Happens all the time in this city. There are all these connections. So check this out. With J-Lo and Ben, we broke the story that J-Lo has filed for divorce. She filed last week. So what happens when somebody files is the case gets assigned to a judge, a family law judge. So this one got assigned to a guy named Brad Phillips, who was a very big lawyer in town, became a judge, and he's hearing the case. Apparently a very smart, accomplished guy. Here's the rub. Bradley Phillips has a son-in-law, and the son-in-law happens to be a big agent in town. His name is Strand Conover. He works for the William Morris Endeavor agency, WWE. Guess who he represents?
That's The Rock and Hulk.
The Rock, Hulk.
WME. WWE.
Oh, what did I say?
WWE.
I'm sorry. WME. And so he represents lots of people, including Ben Affleck. His son-in-law reps Ben Affleck, and the son-in-law spent time with Ben and Jen together.
So how is there not a conflict of interest?
But wait, there's more. The son-in-law also reps A-Rod.
How does he stay on this case?
And worked with both A-Rod and Jen when the two of them were engaged.
Right, she of course dumped A-Rod to be with Ben Affleck and to marry him.
So now the only person he hasn't represented is J-Lo. That's the only person he hasn't represented in Hollywood.
So now the question, Derek. In fact, you were in the same law firm as the judge.
That's exactly right. We were colleagues at my old law firm. Before I worked at TMZ, I was at a law firm in downtown Los Angeles. Brad Phillips was a partner there. He's now moved on to obviously become a judge, and he's doing the right thing here. He's making these disclosures. He's saying, look, I want to put this all on the table. Strand Conover is my son-in-law, but we don't talk about J-Lo, and we don't talk about Bennifer at the dinner table, and I will not talk to them at all, so it won't affect my impartiality and my feelings on this case.
How do you get around, though, the simple fact is that Ben doing well in life is beneficial for this guy's daughter. How do you get around that?
Even the word beneficial sounds like the two of them.
It's a perfect point. And J-Lo could say, look, I think this guy, when he's looking over our finances and making judgment calls about how we split things up, might have a bias here. She can raise that objection, and he'd probably take himself off the case, but he's laying it all out on the table so that she can't say that after the fact.
And he's saying it's not going to make an impact on me. So, look, I was thinking about this, and there are a couple of things. Number one, in the law, there are two things. There's an actual conflict and the appearance of a conflict. And even the appearance is a big issue. So when you think about it, look, the divorce is really contentious. They have no prenup, which is one of the more shocking things I've ever seen in law, and that's number one. And number two, they have not been able to work out a property settlement because there's a lot of entanglement. They both have had a lot of projects during the 2 years they were married. They have this house. There's a lot to undo, including his production company, which was formed during the marriage. And it's all community property. So they got to work this out. They've spent months trying. They haven't. It's gotten acrimonious. They haven't spoken at times. So this could end up before the judge. And then the question, how's J-Lo going to feel when a ruling or two go against her? And that's going to be a big issue. But she has to raise it now, right?
That's right. She can't sit. It's what we call sandbagging. She can't sit back, wait to see what the result is, and then try to challenge it. He's saying, look, here are the disclosures. I am related to Strand. If you'd like me recused from the case, file your objection. I don't think I'd be impartial or biased in any. I think I would be impartial. I wouldn't be biased. But go ahead and challenge it now. Don't wait until the end.
I'm Haley from Gig Harbor, Washington, and the messy ending to the second round whirlwind romance with Bennifer is not that shocking. I think it is pretty crazy that the judge's son-in-law is connected to both Ben Affleck and Jennifer's ex. I don't necessarily see there being a conflict of interest, but in reality, it's Hollywood. It's so messy. So many things can happen, but I do bet in the next 5 years or so or less, Jennifer is going to come out with a new movie, documentary, maybe even another musical showcasing this whole situation. And yeah.
Now, forget about the musical. Is she going to remarry?
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I think
is it once or is it more than
well,
once?
I think the answer is definitely yes.